California is building border wall with new anti-climb feature. California. How many people knew about that? California said, you know what? We're about to build a border wall. And our border wall is going to have anti-climb features on it. New sections of a border wall being built in California have an anti-climbing feature, according to reports. How many people even knew that they were working on construction of a border wall in California? The top of the barrier erected at the Friendship Park between San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico, has a metal wing or wedge or comma on its side with a pointy end hanging over the Mexican side of the border, like an awning, according to Fox 5. So, let me see. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Pedro Rios of the American Friends Service Committee called the additions taquitos, or little rooftops. It's an anti-climbing feature that's meant to stop people from scaling the border wall, Rios told the station. It's the first of its kind along the U.S.-Mexico border. Friends of Friendship Park shared a photo on Instagram last week that shows the new barrier with the anti-climb feature. Division sows pain, frustration, and sadness. Behold, the Bi-National Garden, where new walls obstruct views across. The group, which works to enhance access to the park, wrote in a post. Newsweek has contacted the Department of Homeland Security for comment via email. Friends of Friendship Park has been contacted via social media, and the American Friends Service Committee has been contacted via its website. The metal segments added to the top of the new barrier are a prototype, a source told Fox 5. The feature will be added to other parts of the border wall if it successfully keeps migrants from climbing it. So imagine that. California wants to stop migrants from getting in. Facts. If you guys agree with KO Kid Fit, give me a thumbs down. If you guys disagree, if you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If y'all disagree, give me a thumbs down. KO Kid Fit said they can't even keep up the everybody need a chance now narrative. Facts, they can't keep it up. They can't keep it up. But DeAndre brings up a point. DeAndre said that's cool and all, but last time I checked, they ain't climbing over anything to get in here. Facts. Last time I checked, they just being let in at the front door. Yeah. Facts, Deneen. Look at this. I'm going to show you guys something real quick. I'm going to talk about this for a different stream. But what Deneen is saying is absolutely true. I want you guys to see something. Look at this. Is anybody surprised by this? Immigration leads reason Biden's detractors disapprove. Is anybody surprised by that? Look at that. So yeah, we definitely gonna talk about that eventually. Hopefully soon, you know, within the next couple days. I'm behind on content again, as always, because the world just doesn't go at the speed that I need it to go at in order to stay caught up. Got to do something about that. Got to get on my Lex Luthor grind to figure out how to slow time down. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says Rio said there are concerns that the feature could be deadly. So then that would probably that should deter people from wanting to climb it, right? If this wall is deadly, that in itself should be a self-correcting deterrent, wouldn't you say? Like that's what we want. We want it to where people look at this thing and say, you know what? That's a bad idea to try to climb this thing. I think I'm gonna sit this one out. I think I'm gonna keep my happy ass on the other side. What do you guys think? So now here it says we continue to see an increase in people that are falling from the border wall and seeking medical treatment, he said. Okay, first question, who put them up there? How'd they get up there? How'd they get up there? You don't just naturally be walking around on a border wall and say, oh, I'm falling. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what happened. Hey, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't happen. How did you get up there? You know you wasn't supposed to be up there in the first place. How many times when you guys were a kid, you hurt yourself doing something that your parents told you not to do, and they said, that's what you get. What was you in there doing? You ain't had no business in there. Now you got a lump on your head. And then you don't get no care. You know what I'm saying? You don't get no Band-Aid. You don't get nothing. You just get, Then I told you stop slamming that door, didn't I? Now you done smashed your finger. And then that's it. Your parents go about their business. You ain't getting no first aid or nothing. That's just, you just acknowledge that you messed yourself up, and you messed yourself up because you didn't do what you was told. And now we're going about our business, and you can sit there crying with your silly ass. I bet you that'll teach you a lesson next time. How many of y'all got that when y'all was a kid? If y'all got that when y'all was a kid, give me a thumbs up. If y'all didn't get that when y'all was a kid, give me a thumbs down. Should have had your butt up there. Now go take a nap. Facts. If you had been asleep the way you supposed to be asleep, you wouldn't have gotten in trouble. I bet you take your ass to sleep now. Shut up with that crying. How many of y'all got that? So that's good enough for us as a kid, but it's not good enough to deter migrants. Oh, man. Yo, you slammed your finger in the door. You better slam them sheets over yourself and go to bed. Come on now. How many people heard that when they was kids? Oh, man. I told you stop jumping around. Now jump your ass in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously? Go over there and lay down. And don't cry neither. I'm trying to watch the news. The news comes before your first aid, because I told you to do something and you didn't do it. How many of y'all went through that as a kid? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same logic that apply to this. You know what I'm saying? We continue to see an increase in people that are falling from the border wall and seeking medical treatment. Well, if you wasn't up there, you wouldn't have fell down. Listen here, boy, if you had went up, you wouldn't have fell down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously, this is basic stuff. You had to keep your ass down there, you wouldn't have fell down. You know what I'm saying? You want to climb your ass up there, that's how you fell down. Oh, man. That's crazy, man. In this case, if they fall onto the Mexican side, then we won't have any accounting for how dangerous this new feature might be. Yeah, you will, because the amount of migrants, successful border crossings will decrease. That's all the accounting that you need. You don't need nothing else. If they fall down and break their neck, that means that they didn't make it over. What else? What else do you need? You know what I'm saying? That is accounting. If you see an increased amount of vultures by the border wall in certain sections, then I would assume that it's probably probably doing his job a little bit there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rogish. What's good with it, bro? If you see a whole bunch of coyotes and, you know what I'm saying, if you see a whole bunch of vultures circling around those sections of the border wall, I would assume that it's probably stopping people. Wouldn't you guys? You said you hear DeAndre. You said you're hearing switches cutting through the air right now. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, and if you fall onto the American side in California, you get free Medi-Cal, so you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And that's another way that they can track it. If you fall off that fence into the United States and break your neck, you're gonna go to the hospital and pay for it with undocumented bros health plan, Medi-Cal. So they'll be able to track it through the health insurance. If you fall on the Mexico side, well, then the border crossings numbers will decrease. So there are ways of tracking this. You know what I'm saying? He also pointed to the irony of testing the feature along Friendship Park, which was inaugurated in 1971 by then First Lady Pat Nixon as a symbol of ties between U.S. and Mexico. It's not Mexicans that's coming into the United States. They already here. They done already crossed the border and exploited the damn border. They done took over California. It's too late to stop them from coming over. What you talking about? Of course, like it's not even Mexicans at this point. They're all gone. They're all here. You know what I'm saying? So now here it says the park is meant to symbolize the unity between both countries and the people coming together, Rio said. This new feature, which is likely to cause more injuries, does the exact opposite. Plans to replace the aging border fence in the area were introduced during former President Donald Trump's time in White House. President Joe Biden's administration paused the construction. You see this? President Joe Biden's administration paused the construction in August of 2022 following community opposition. So now here's my question. How do people feel about the Biden administration pausing the construction?